Hi, and welcome back. It's Wednesday. It's September 25 here in the neighborhood and everywhere else as well. Thank you for being a part of the program. Another beautiful, bright, sunny, hot day in the neighborhood. More to come. However, I do have there in your forecast our first chance of some measurable rainfall in almost 4 weeks. A decent chance at very little rainfall, but in the grand scheme of things, something's better than nothing. And we'll, of course, talk about your rainfall. We'll also take a little trip up to the intake for the water system for Sagersville and McGoffin County and see how well we're faring there with a little bit of an update there to see are we getting ready to get in a precarious situation water-wise. We'll also have another story or headline or two for you as well. Talk about what's coming out in tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent and much more. That cold front that's coming tonight will give us our first rain chances, decent rain chances in weeks. And the cooler air behind this front's not going to hang around very long. We are going to be back up into the upper 80s, lower 90s for some folks in eastern Kentucky, even though our daytime highs expected have decreased by a degree or two below the 90-degree mark, as we see this pattern carrying right on in through October. So our chances of showers have increased a tiny bit. Temperatures have decreased a tiny bit. 24 hours from now, who knows? We'll talk about that, though, in more detail in your Licking Valley RACC forecast, and take a look back in our today's date and weather history as well, where it wasn't as calm outside in Sagersville and McGoffin County this day back in 1994. Attorney General Andy Beshear announced today that he has unsealed court documents related to a Johnson & Johnson case that reveals data on how one company allegedly fueled the state's opioid epidemic by deceptively marketing its powerful opioid drugs to Kentucky doctors. Beshear sought for the complaint, which was filed in April of last year, to be unsealed so Kentuckians, he said, could see how New Jersey-based pharmaceutical manufacturer Janssen pressed physicians to prescribe drugs. The drugs being Duragesic and Nucynta to more patients and at higher doses, and worked to overcome physicians' reluctance to prescribe those opioids. The complaint, which also named Janssen's parent company, Johnson & Johnson, was initially filed under seal to comply with subpoena procedure employed in the investigation. The previous redacted information he calls particularly troubling in light of the already public allegations regarding Janssen's sponsorship of the publication. Some of that redacted data says that Janssen specifically trained its sales representatives to overcome obstacles to prescribing their opioids, including identifying doctors' reluctances to prescribe Schedule II controlled substances, and had them role-play interactions with prescribers to learn to persuade them to increase the use of Nucynta ER. Another finding that Janssen sales representatives were informed that there was a correlation between sales calls and prescribing, and Janssen instructed sales reps to call doctors as often as 10 times in order to persuade them to prescribe their opioids. Janssen is said to have paid 3 Kentucky prescribers to give 79 different speaker programs. And Janssen's sales representatives told Kentucky prescribers that the fentanyl patch Duragesic had no street value, thereby implying that it was not likely to be used. And finally, Janssen's sales representatives were trained to represent that Nucynta ER had fewer side effects than other opioids and to explain that a patient's pain was reduced at higher doses. They also told Kentucky doctors that Janssen's opioids could be used for non-malignant pain and that they were not only for cancer patients. On that drug-related note, the AP reporting tonight that Senator Robert Stivers, Kentucky's top leader in the Senate, says he's introducing a call for an investigation into the settlement with the makers of the prescription painkiller OxyContin, which was agreed to or handled by former Attorney General Jack Conway, and which netted the state of Kentucky, in Stivers' opinion, only $24 million. He says he's going to introduce a joint resolution on the very first day of the next legislative session in January of next year. He says that $24 million equates to Kentucky being shortchanged in the Purdue Pharma settlement. He also says that it was a settlement made in the final few days of former Attorney General Jack Conway's time in office, which he also wants investigated. For all of you first responders out there, as our seasons weather-wise have just changed and we've gone into fall, Kentucky Kingdom's seasons are about to change as well. And before they do, well, they've got an offer for you. For all first responders in Kentucky, for their families as well, that's police officers, EMT, firefighters, and the like, you are welcome to come and beat the heat this weekend for free during Hurricane Bay's final weekend. So if you want a little road trip, there you go. Not every one of the rides in the water park will be open, but the major ones will. That is this weekend, and it's going to be Saturday and Sunday. The park opens at 10 o'clock on Saturday, goes till 7. Hurricane Bay is open from 10 till 6, and the park open from 10 till 7 both days, 10 to 6 for Hurricane Bay. Free this weekend before their big Halloween Hallow Scream event starts next week. Pretty nice of Kentucky Kingdom. With that said, our local news will begin right after these words. Let these folks know you're watching every chance you get. It can be one of the hardest parts of being a parent. You can beg them, bribe them, hold them down and try to force them, and sometimes you still can't get them to take their medicine. Well, problem solved at Parkway Pharmacy with Flavor X. Let your kids customize their medicine with some of the best flavors that really do taste great, and it's totally free with your child's prescription at Parkway Pharmacy. So stop the suffering, theirs and yours, for free, and get your Flavor X flavored medicines at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Salyersville. 349-8785.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
Whether it's diabetes, arthritis, or injury causing you foot and ankle problems, or excruciating pain in your heel that's often easily treatable, Dr. Cheryl Cheney has over 21 years in group and private practice as one of the region's leading podiatrists, and she's now practicing right here in Salyersville. Dr. Cheryl Stalder Cheney is now seeing new patients, young and old, at Hope Family Podiatry Center in Salyersville, just next to the Lee's Famous Recipe. Call for an appointment today. Well, as I promised last night, one of my first orders of business today was to find out about our current water situation. It wasn't my first order of business today. It was one of the last orders of business as I just returned from the spillway just a few moments ago. Our editor, Heather Oney, has been in touch with the Salyersville Waterworks today, after which there will be more in tomorrow's edition of the Salyersville Independent. However, let's talk a bit about it tonight, and let's take a look as to what we are talking about. Tomorrow is going to be our first chance in a long time for any rain, enough rain to at least measure. Fingers crossed. It's been almost 4 weeks that we've had any measurable rainfall, which begs the question, what kind of state water-wise is Salyersville and McGoffin County in? Let's take a look. While there are wells at the lower end of Salyersville, on West Maple Street, which still function, still can be used for water supply. They're not being used as of right now, per my understanding. And the water intake for the rest of the water supply for Sagersville, McGoffin County is here behind the Sagersville Grade School. It's removed from the Licking River and then taken up to the Sagersville Waterworks, treated, and then pushed out to your homes. And as of right now, here's what that spillway looks like. There's still water coming over, not a great amount, but still water coming over. The river appears to be holding its own, and in fact, a call placed earlier today by my editor, Heather Oney, to the Sagersville Waterworks confirms through Nora Bauer that the water supply for Sagersville, McGoffin County is still at adequate levels. There's still water running over the dam, and while everyone is hoping for rain, we are still all right. No need to worry or fret about any conservation or anything of that nature as of right now. Not that some voluntary conservation wouldn't be a bad thing. From this point further, we'll be monitoring this situation daily in hopes that some rainfall, and it won't take much, can alleviate any situation that we may be getting closer to getting into. For a little visual comparison for you and a reminder of just how bad it can be, before the end of the week, I'll find, as I'm looking for right now, some of my video from the mid-2000s, I guess is when it was, when Sagersville, McGoffin County was under a state of emergency locally. We were having to conserve. Car washes were closed. We weren't allowed to fill any swimming pools. We were being asked to save and conserve water as much as possible. H. pylori was something we were all learning about, and we're not even close to that scenario or situation as of yet. But again, we'll stay close to it, keep you up to date. We'll take a look back, hopefully before the end of the week, at just how bad it has been drought and water-wise here in Sagersville, McGoffin County in the last 20 years. I'll be pulling out some of that video tomorrow or before the end of the week, I hope, as it's going to take a little bit of to-do to go back and find that video, considering my lack of organizational and cataloging skills. So, since it was a bit of a slow news day today, somewhat this week as well, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but since it gave me time to complete a project which was about 2 or 3 days overdue in an effort to make a story for tomorrow with a little more shameless promotion tonight, with a story to follow that is attached to the following, with an unveiling tomorrow of a new piece of equipment to be rolling down roads in McGoffin County. Local officials will be joining myself and others at the McGoffin County High School appropriately, so just a bit of a teaser of a project I had to complete this morning, one of which will be a focus of a local report on tomorrow night's show, a bit of a project done by Independent Signs. This video obviously shown in real time. And like yesterday's, there's a Hornet theme attached. We were just showing off a new Hornet decal that we had made for football, basketball, and other Hornet fans, of course. We'll have those available pretty soon, and some others, the Hornet of which is on a new decal that I had the opportunity and privilege of adorning on a new McGoffin County truck. Of course, we covered the truck's purchase in recent meetings, leased through the Enterprise Company, much more affordable for the county, used for a year, sold possibly more than likely at a profit. And since they had to have a bed made for that tri-axle dump truck, well, of course, Logan Corporation was going to be the one to make it. And since you have to make a bed for a McGoffin County truck, of course, why not make it maroon? And, of course, said Judge Executive Matt Wyman in the fiscal court, why not show our Hornet pride? And with that, I spent the morning and some of the afternoon, this video again in real time, stickering or decaling this truck, which will be unveiled. I think they're going to do so at the McGoffin County High School tomorrow with a little fanfare. We look forward to spending the morning with them and sharing that with you in a news report to follow. So, see that story here on Your News Today tomorrow night. With that said, it's time to go on to tonight's community calendar, and you know how we like to start our McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. That's right, birthday wishes begin our calendar, and you know that's the way we like it. And tonight's birthday wish is, as they all are, a special one. This one going out to Autumn Brown. They love you and wish you the best, Autumn, from the Brown family and a long list of friends as well. Happy birthday, Autumn Brown. Happy birthday to you. Couple of reminders real quickly as we go on. The Sagersville First Baptist Church is having a revival starting this Sunday night at 6, Monday, Tuesday of next week. at 7. And this is your invitation to join them for revival at Sagersville First Baptist starting Sunday at 6, Monday, Tuesday evenings at 7. Revival is also ongoing elsewhere at the Half Mountain Church, where they hope that you'll join them as well, with Brother Ronnie Spriggs on Friday and Saturday, Brother Kenny Bailey on Sunday. Pastor Greg Minix and the congregation invites you all. It's 7 o'clock Friday and Saturday, Sunday morning at 10:30. And McGoffin's chapter of the DAV wants to invite all veterans, not just those who are members of the DAV, but all veterans from McGoffin and the surrounding counties to their regular meeting, October the 3rd. That might sound like it's far off, but it's not. That's next Thursday at 6 o'clock at the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center, and the Prestonsburg VA is giving flu shots starting at 5. If you have any questions, call 422-4923. They would really like the support of all area veterans at their regular meeting Thursday at 6. And we would like to support you with your announcements, calendar-wise, birthday and anniversary-wise as well. Just tell me. We'll be sure to pass it along to everyone else. And lastly tonight, via funeral service announcements provided by the McGoffin County Funeral Home, 65-year-old Eddie Franklin Craft of Corn Fork passed away on the 21st, the son of the late Robert and Martha Meade Craft. He survived by a son, Dustin Wright. Visitation is going to begin at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and services will begin tomorrow afternoon at 2. Visitation and services from the Sayersville Funeral Home. You're going to absolutely fall in love with all the new arrivals at the seasonal shop, from all the autumn colors and styles in ladies' designs, shoes and accessories, Charlie Page, Mud Pie, you know the name brands, to jewelry, Simply Southern, Natural Life, caps, cups, and more, to rooms of home decor. And all you'll need to decorate for the fall and Halloween seasons, plus everything from coffees to candles, but hurry, because everything Christmas is already arriving daily and will be out soon, and fall will be gone before you know it. At Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville. Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to ConleyTire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by for huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424. At Sayersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sayersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sayersville National. We have finally done it. After years and years of extensive testing, we not only invented the chicken sandwich, we have perfected the chicken sandwich. Come and try it and love it with a big, famous dipped breast strip, pickles and mayonnaise, or however you like it fixed. And if you like, make it a double. Just make your way to Lee's to get it, and grab a cookie while you're there. At your Sayersville Lee's famous recipe, where even our ice is famous. Right now, for pennies on the dollar, a huge selection of like-new laptop computers, a fresh stock of video games, the Cadillac of dog tracking and training systems, new hunting rifles, accessories, and ammo. And they always stock, buy, sell, and pawn gold and silver coins and jewelry with a new selection just in at Parkway Gun and Pawn in Sayersville, 349 Pawn. So that's going to leave us just a couple of things, and it's all weather related and weather wise. Of course, the burn ban's still obviously in effect for a slew of counties. I know that Moorhead or Round County was the actual one of the most recent, but still Breathitt, Nestle, Floyd, Jackson, Johnson, Knox Knott, Laurel Lee, Leslie, Letcher, Lincoln, McGoffin, Martin Perry, Pike Powell, Pulaski, Rockcastle, Rowan, Wayne Whitley, Clay, Wolfe counties, McGoffin County, of course, as I already mentioned, one of those counties where a burn ban is still in effect, no burning allowed whatsoever, in an effort to prevent forest and other fires, as we are continuing to see conditions which are making it dangerously dry, now approaching 4 weeks in the making. For our today's date in weather history, back in 1994, 4 years pre your news today, storms were tearing through eastern Kentucky. Hail the size of eggs, which is roughly 2 inches in diameter, was reported in Clay County. Jackson had hail an inch in diameter. That's 1 inch hail, 2 inch hail in parts of eastern Kentucky. And here in McGoffin County, we weren't faring quite as well as we were today either. Thunderstorms downed trees, shingles were blown off of roofs. Some buildings were damaged here in Sagersville, McGoffin County on this day in 1994. This day, today, puts us now 27 days and counting since we've had any measurable precipitation. We might see what is called or classified as measurable precipitation early tomorrow via this next cold front. If we do, it will be just enough to call it just that. But anything right now would be great. Here's our chances. Yeah, some changes. We have backed off temperature-wise to the tune of a degree or two on a couple of the hottest days expected, and we've added a little extra shower chance in there for tonight and at least early tomorrow. We're not talking about a big swing in either direction for either category, but here it is. A low of 63 tonight. We will see scattered showers and thunderstorms, or we will at least see a 30% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 3 a.m. Those chances will increase to the best shot we've had in weeks at 50% before 1 o'clock or so tomorrow. By mid-afternoon, we're going to see those cloudy skies gradually become sunny. Shower chances will be gone, and that cold front will leave us with a 77-degree Thursday, as well as a northwest wind around 5 miles per hour or so, becoming calm in the afternoon. If we see any measurable rain, it will be the first time in a long time, as I just covered. And right now, there is a possibility that some of us might see 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. It's amazing how good that sounds after we haven't had any for so long. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, a low of 56. Friday, mostly sunny and 87. And from there on out, it's clear sunny sailing. Friday night, mostly clear and a low of 66. And for your weekend, like I said, we've backed off from the 90-degree mark right now, and it's to the tune of a degree or two. And that will leave us with Saturday, partly sunny and 88. There is a 20% chance of some showers and thunderstorms late Saturday night into your Sunday morning. We're talking about 20% overnight for a short period of time, so we know how that seems to go. Sunday, mostly sunny again, 88. Monday, sunny and 89. Tuesday, mostly sunny and 89. Wednesday, mostly sunny and 88. And without a doubt, a lot more sun than rain. Hold on to those hopes that we might actually see maybe close to 1/4 of an inch of rainfall for your Thursday morning. We'll see. It's going to do it for this Wednesday, with the exception of one very important piece of information. What's coming out in tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent? Just a tiny bit. Well, I can tell you we have a local songwriter and artist who is gaining some national attention. A report to follow on the front page tomorrow. More that I referred to yesterday on that rally for truck drivers and truck driver legislation. That rally set for next week. It's Gear Up Week, and there's a proclamation as such. More of an update on the drought and burn ban situation. And we'll take back on our historical page, we'll take a look back to October of 1988. A few surprises in there. It's worth picking up the paper just for that. Not to mention all the other news, a lot of it which you're not even going to find here on Your News Today. Make it a must read, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night. Good night.